Yo, what up? It's a tip of the week, and today I'm going to discuss dental school. Day one, what to expect. Well, I'm not going to go that in depth. It's been about 8 years, if you're watching this video as of late, since I've been in dental school. However, I get this question pretty frequently to those that are in dental school, and here's some insight. One, my mentor who gave me this information, God bless her. Oh my goodness. She told me that dental school is a stress test. And when she told me that information, I was just like, okay, stress test, like, okay, yeah, thanks. But I didn't realize how much information she was giving me that was so pertinent to my current situation. See, when I was in dental school, they gave us articulators, and these articulators would simulate what it would be for a patient to open and close. And so with an exercise that they gave us, and I'm pretty sure they do it at most schools, is that they would shave down a tooth, and the dental student's job is to build that tooth back up. Well, if you're not in the field of dentistry or never have gone through that, you'd be like, oh, add some wax, drip, 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 or cut it back, and it's simple. It's not simple. As a matter of fact, I remember it would take me an hour to get some yellow wax and get my manual dexterity with my tools and simply go like this to where I would get a wax cone about half a centimeter tall. An hour. And we'd have to build it up on our articulators to the point to where we would literally, matter of fact, hold on. All right, just in case you didn't believe me, here it is. As you can see, this would be the model that we would use. This sits on the articulator, and what the articulator would do is open and close. And so this is the actual model that I'm referencing back in dental school. We literally had to build these teeth up in wax. And I'll give you a close-up in this shortly. But we had to build these up in wax, and the cones that were the highest part of the tooth were in yellow. And what our professor would do is this: it would take us at least an hour. Now, this took me many, many moons to complete. However, now I look back and go, oh, that was simple. But imagine being in, not even in scrubs, shirt, tie, lab coat, with a flame about 4 inches tall in a room with 50 other people, very little ventilation, air conditions blowing as hard as it can to combat the heat that's being generated from all 50 some odd Bunsen burners in the room at the same time. And oh, by the way, this is timed. Like, it was ungodly amount of stress. And then to cap it all off, there were 2 professors on a good day. One, if you said your prayers, that was even there. And they would literally sit at the front of the room and come in and sit and check off our work. Now, there could be 8 of my classmates sitting in line to get this check off so we go to the next step and build these teeth. But our professors would take their time and give these long, great explanations, by the way. Inappropriate time, but hey, it's dental school. It's a stress test. And I would look at that and I'd be like, man, if it takes me 45 minutes and this lab is only 4 hours long, I'm going to have to get it together, and I got to beat the other 50 some odd students who are in my class with me. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, what can I do? So I would come to the desk that our professor was sitting at, and I would see him go, clank, start over. Clank, start over. And what happened is he's breaking the wax. So if the wax is too high, And you could see and feel the life being sucked out and ripped out of the hearts of my classmates. But it's dental school. This is what you get into. Like, if you watch this channel, I'm going to throw the kitchen sink at you because that's just real life is. However, if you stick with me, I'm going to personally do everything in my power to make you as successful as you decide to be. So we're sitting here waiting for our name to be called so we could get this holy grail of checks off. And I get to the table, mind you, spending 45 minutes to build the cone, then another 25 minutes to wait in line, then it's my turn. It's kind of like being in a place that I don't want to be, waiting for my number to be called, and I'm here to get my fate, as it would say. And what happens is the professor gets my cone, my articulator, looks at it. It doesn't even look as pretty as this. And goes, start over. And I'm like, dude, I want to... Let's just say I wasn't all the way converted at the time, and I'm still in my phase. And I just wanted to go bonkers. But when I went back to my desk, I remember my mentor saying, Jared, dental school's just a stress test. And I was like, okay. So I went back up there again, took another 45 minutes, sat in line for another 25 minutes, and I bring my articulator up to him. He says, let me look at it. And we're like, dude, don't drop. It's kind of like your newborn baby. You just got him. You just wiped him off. You haven't even given him a shower yet. You just want to just make sure he doesn't fall or hit the ground. And the professor's just like, I'm like, ah! But this time I didn't do that. I was just like, okay, thank you. He was like, I wish I would have taken a picture of his face that day. And he was like, as if I figured out what the game plan was this whole entire time. Now, mind you, the doctor who gave me this information did not go to the same school that I went to. She went to school in Texas. And I went to school in Nashville. So there was no type of, oh, just pass this information down. Like, I give you all principles to live by. I live by principles myself, and that's why I've been able to be in a situation where you're still watching this video. And so when I saw his face, I was like, got him. And he's like, crap, I lost control. But that's the situation. Dental school is just a stress test. And so when you look at your classmates cutting crowns and getting all their requirements done before you, and you know the professors like this, Sally Joe or Billy Bob or Jamal or Katrina or Saida, whomever, you just continue doing you. Don't change from that. Like, it is so important to just stay focused on just recognizing, let me do the best that I possibly can. Let me humble myself and ask for help. And let me do whatever I need to do to be successful. Not cheating, not taking advantage of others or manipulating others. But let me do everything in my power to be great. And oh, by the way, dental school is just a stress test. So figure out who you are. It's going to take some time. However, once you figure out who you are, once you learn how you operate, how you study best, is it in a group or is it by yourself? What is the best mode of learning? By reading a book, going over PowerPoints, listening to lectures, staying at home, doing all the things that may be looked at as weird and asinine to your fellow colleagues, but figure out what's best for you. Run your race. Do what's best for you within reason. Always be willing to help somebody else out who's not coming along as quickly as you, because there's two things that happen. Three things, actually. One, you are helping somebody who's in a position where they can't help themselves just yet. Two, you are... Got to think about this one. Two, you are helping the general environment. And you're possibly also helping that person down the road who will either be able to prevent you from harm or be able to benefit you later down the road. But then the greatest one is that when you teach somebody else information that you recently acquired, you don't just learn it and are okay, but you become a master because you're able to learn it for yourself, hear it coming out of your mouth, giving it to someone else, but then it becomes a part of you because now you're able to answer questions from individuals that may not have thought like you, and that information becomes a part of you. So these are some tips and tricks that I like to give out that I have applied to myself, and I've seen the tremendous rewards that have come from it. And I'm just here sharing them with you. So I know that's been impactful for you. Not because I'm Dr. Williams, but because I'm giving principles. And anytime you live off a principle, there's always a promise behind it. So once again, I'm Dr. Jared Williams, and I want you to smile after surgery. And if you're not there yet, just remember, what looks hard is often easy. Make it a good one.